Camille van Gestel is the co-founder and CEO of Waka Waka, the makers of high-quality solar-powered products. We discuss how to fix problems completely and how even very small things can lead to tremendous failure. He explains why details matter and quality is king. We uncover a key lesson in knowing when the hard choice is the only possible choice, and why uncovering a mistake can lead to better quality overall. Camille gives some good advice on how you can fail, stand up again, and become stronger from it. Let's listen. So I'm here with Camille van Gestel. Very happy to have you on. Thank you for being here.
Nice to meet you, Jordan. Again, we're shaking hands.
Absolutely. I got to tell the viewers at home.
Yeah.
So, we're doing this Failures from the Field podcast, as I explained, and it's because in the social sector, there's so much good work going on, and we get to hear about the successes and the mission statements and the founding stories a lot. And that's all very important, and people want to know the good work that's being done out there. And it's important to learn from the good work on how to make social change.
Yeah.
But in talking to so many leaders, we have also found that there is a lot of story behind that, a lot of journey, a lot of hard work, and often failure that leads to innovation. So we've been talking to some people and hearing some great stories about how roadblocks and failure and challenges have informed their innovation.
Yeah.
So I'll just kind of start by asking you, what is your mission statement now, whether personal or organizational, and how you see making change in the world?
Yeah. Well, Waka Waka is a social enterprise based in the business of improving people's lives through providing them with renewable energy solutions. There's 1.2 billion people in the world who have no access to the electricity grid. So we figured when we started this company, there can only be one goal, and that is to fix the problem completely. So that is our goal, to provide light and power to 1.2 billion people before 2030. And maybe interesting to know, we started this in 2011 with only a prototype. We had nothing in hand, no funding, nothing. We met President Clinton. We made a commitment to CGI through a partner to provide light to 1 million people in 5 years' time. We figured if we would not be able to do that, we need to stop doing this then, because otherwise we wouldn't be effective. So now a year prior, basically to closing to 2016, we've just closed out on that commitment. So we've reached that 1 million people milestone several weeks ago. So I just wanted to share that with you. It's one of the reasons why we're here. These are the success stories that you were referring to.
Well, we need them to inform how you got there.
And I want to tap into that because it's very easy to talk about success. It's very easy. But success comes, there's a lot of different factors that need to fall in place to come to success. So if one of these factors is not working, then you may not be successful. So, but if you fail, it's usually because one factor is missing or something has gone wrong, and it's sometimes something very small that can lead to tremendous failure. And so what I find interesting about basically the topic that you guys have chosen, I think you can learn a lot more from failure than you can learn from success. And in our case, well, there were a lot of topics that I could have picked, but we have a lot of different failures along the way, and of course we learned from it. We've grown. But I want to pick out one in particular to indicate to you how small of a hiccup or how small of a detail that you miss out on can have a tremendous impact. So Waka Waka is a high quality solar-powered phone charger. We're the most efficient product in the world today because of software and the components that we use and all of that. And we're very not only proud of that, but we sell it through Apple.com and Amazon, as well as in off-grid areas and to Syrian refugees. It's the exact same product. The difference between us and other brands is the quality. 2 months ago, we found a cosmetic issue. So we got a few complaints, just a handful, that on the solar panel, small pockets of air showed when the temperature reached very high temperatures. And we missed those complaints from people. But then again, one came from one of our solar partners, basically, SunPower, and they said, "What are you doing with our solar panel? Why does it show bubbles?" So we started testing all of our batches that we've ever made, and we found out that this issue occurred in all of the batches that we've produced since day one, basically. And now that we knew about this, we didn't know about this before, but we did the research, we knew about it. It's cosmetic, it doesn't impact the efficiency of the unit. but we still decided to pause on our sales. We stopped all deliveries right away from the moment that we found out, because we couldn't say truthfully that we are this high quality brand anymore because of this information that we just got. And it was on the one hand a very difficult choice to make, because we were sitting on quite substantial amounts of inventory which we just ordered from our manufacturer that we could not, ship. Which is, we're a social enterprise, we're in our third year. It's a cash flow issue that's created with that. But nevertheless, we did it. So we paused on sales, we started to work on the solution, we knew how to fix this, and it took us about 4 to 5 weeks, basically, to get new products in without this issue. But it has been it has been a difficult choice to make that. And on the other hand, it was also the only responsible choice that we could make, because we want solar power to have a good name among Western customers, but also off-grid customers. And if they see a unit with some bubbles on the back, they might think less of solar in general, and we don't want to be responsible for that, even though others think differently about that we want to set the standard for that. So we failed, and then we recovered, we stood up again, and we've become stronger as a result.
Excellent. And then, so obviously this philosophy is felt very strongly in the company based on that example. And you've decided to go for a quality product approach and obviously a high quality customer service approach. Yeah. But starting out with such an ambitious goal, wasn't it difficult to achieve that? How did you come to that philosophical decision that you were going to ignore whatever problems could be in your way by choosing that such a difficult strategy and go for that, as opposed to what would have been an easier choice and maybe a lower quality choice?
Are you talking about the million milestone basically that we set for ourselves? Yeah. Well, the real milestone is 1.2 billion, and we wanted to do this before the Sustainable Energy for All, basically cut-off time, if you will, at 2030. Sure. So we wanted to be the ones to take this issue and solve it within that time frame. So if you want to reach 1.2 billion people in 2030, you need to hurry. So you need to start scaling soon. And we figured we need to set ourselves with ambitious goals, because if we're not accomplishing these goals, we're never going to reach the end goal. So for us, it was 1 million in the first 5 years, and then doubling up towards 2030, which is basically what is happening now. But we thought we needed to take ourselves very seriously, and we raised the bar significantly by doing this. And yeah, of course, you bump into problems and challenges along the way, which you just need to figure out and fix, because you cannot anticipate everything. But this specific example, which I just gave, we went back and tried to figure out why we missed it. Why could that happen? And it was because of a lack of our quality procedures. So we've basically now improved our quality management procedures. Also other procedures within our organization we are now improving. So we found out, other structural organizational, processes that have led to this mistake, this failure, being, because of that it could happen. So through the organization we're looking at all kinds of components and aspects that we can now improve because we found this issue. So it has helped us a lot, actually.
So in rolling this out, this very ambitious goal, what have you found to be the greatest challenge in spreading solar energy? Yeah. Has it been political, for example, or the adoption of it, of the communities, or the research and development to make it quality? Yeah. Which of those has been the most difficult?
I think reaching the end consumer, that famous last mile, it's challenging logistically from a distribution perspective, but also affordability. Because we've chosen to make a quality product, and we didn't want to jeopardize quality. There's a lot of product out there that is made for the base of the pyramid, people who have less than $2, sometimes less than $1 a day. And you see products out there of just a few dollars, which are not efficient, break down when there's a little bit of rain, and don't work when there's an overcast. So people still need to use their kerosene lamps. So we've chosen to go for quality, which means that the product is expensive, relatively speaking. So the challenge for us is to find payment models to make it affordable, to tap into what people have on a weekly basis in small increments. So we've tested this now in Rwanda with a pay-as-you-go model. It's a microfinance model. And we have put a keypad on the unit, and people can buy scratch cards at 75 cents per week, or they use mobile power, and they can use the unit for a whole week, unlimited, basically. And then they do this back to back for 16 months, and then they own it. And I think that is the key to breaking the barrier of getting this really to scale, is tapping into the disposable income levels that people have and make the products available that are suitable for that specific target group, because you can segment this. In our case, it's 75 cents per week, which is bottom billion target. Then you have middle income, the middle income group segment, basically for larger solar home systems who have a few dollars a week to pay off. And then there's of course upper class, which has access to electricity but not always, that has a lot more to spend. So I think for each segment there is a different sort of product, first of all, in the energy escalator. And there's a different price level on a weekly basis for every level. And I think I would really wish for a lot of other companies also to see that and adapt. And also not only focus on mid-level income, but also base of the pyramid. That's the hardest part, and that's where the lowest incomes are.
So leading off of that, obviously you guys are having a major impact on the entire sector, and your ambitions are huge. But if you could look at the policy around energy and solar energy, and you're here at the Clinton Global Initiative, for example, and you can speak to policy makers. Yeah. What is the biggest change you'd like to see made?
Yeah. Thank you for that question, because I think it's absolutely ridiculous that there are still import duties on renewable energy solutions. It makes no sense from a socio-economic development perspective, because that's when socio-economic development happens. If you can extend people's days, if you can increase their health or improve their health by making something which does not it's not toxifying, basically, or toxic, for lack of a better word. So, and what we see is that kerosene is still subsidized and that it's taxed. I just don't get why these changes are not being made. So in the industry, there's the Global Off-Grid Lighting Association, where the solar companies basically join forces, and we are looking at policy, and we're looking to try and change those also. Where the import duties are extremely high, we're trying to get them reduced to zero in order to lower the barrier for their fellow countrymen to have access to renewable light and power, which we think it's a human right to be able to have access to that. So if you ask me what you want to change, get rid of every import duty on renewable energy solutions today.
Excellent. Camille, thank you so much for joining me.
It was a pleasure. Yeah.
Enjoyed it.